I hope my screen is visible to everybody.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it's visible.
I can see.
Okay, fine. So, good morning, everyone. So, happy meeting you all in another session of Knowledge Exchange. I think it was at the beginning of 2024. There was my first session, and now we are ending 2024 again. So, the topic today is, are we healthy? A fact check. It might be surprising that this knowledge exchange session is not something that is of technical knowledge or something that could be uh, new to learn for you. But then I feel that at today's fast paced life, everybody needs a moment to look back at where we are standing and to realize that if our health needs a serious attention or not. So I chose this topic so that it would be a suitable topic for every one of us amidst our busy lives. So the topic is again, are we healthy? A fact check. So when we speak about health, the first thing that comes to our mind is physical health. So, but health is not just physical. There are even much more meaning to it. So, can we like get answers or suggestions from you people? Like, what is more than physical health, and what are the more factors that involve health here?
Mentally, also, we should be strong. We should not be weak.
Yes, yes, Karthik. Any other answers?
I can add financial health also.
Yes, thanks, Karthik. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I'll just go into the slides and see. So the first thing is physical health. So as we first know by ourselves, physical health is the first important component of health, and the second component is, as Karthik said, emotional or mental health, which is something to do with our thoughts and emotions. Because uh, besides our physical health, our mental health also contributes to our overall health and well-being. And the third most important is social health. So it concerns how we have our relationships with our peers, friends, and families. So this also is a main component of our overall health. So, and as Karthik said, and I mean another Karthik said, financial health is also a contributing factor to our overall health. But so when we split health to components, there are many components to it, and the major and the most contributing three components are being listed out here, which are physical, emotional, and social health. And now there is something called a health triangle. So again, like as it is a common topic which many of us are aware of, many could be like already knowing this, and few of us could be new to this. So what is a health triangle? So a health triangle is nothing but it is a wellness triangle, which is a measure of our body's overall well-being. It is a representation of your body's efficiency and balance. So only when all the components in this health triangle are well balanced, we can say that our body is the most productive and we are the most efficient. So this is what about health triangle. It has three sides that contributes to our overall wellness. So when we say that every side of our health triangle is balanced, only then we can say that we are perfectly healthy. So then let's see. The first step for health triangle is to assess your health. Now it is a small activity for us. So maybe you can take a notepad, either a note or a notepad in your laptop, and you can open it and try to edit it. You can also write it down in a piece of paper or something. So I'll just, we'll wait for 2 minutes so that we get ready for this activity. Okay, I believe we can start the activity now. Or is anybody like still getting ready and you want one more minute? Okay, I hope we are good to go. So now, like as I said, this health triangle has three components, and we will have a set of questions to which we'll be answering ourselves so that we'll know where we stand with respect to our health triangle. Okay. And now, as I said, this health triangle has three components, and the first thing is here assessing your physical health. And now, the first question is I get 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. If you feel you follow this, you can write yes in your notepad for this question. Okay, so now moving on to the next. I eat a well balanced diet which includes a healthy breakfast. So it doesn't get restricted to having 3 meals a day, but then how it is well balanced as well. It should have all the required nutrients that your body needs: proteins, calciums, minerals, vitamins, and so. So if you think you are having such a well balanced diet and a healthy breakfast, not skipping breakfast or having a limited or something in the name of breakfast.
Okay, when you say well-balanced diet, having idli and egg in the morning, do you consider that as well-balanced?
This diet, it indicates not a single meal but throughout the day. So if you have a breakfast as idli and egg, then for the rest of the meals you should meet your requirements for the nutrients that your body needs, like proteins, calciums. Idli and egg has a minimal amount of protein and carbohydrates, and there are remaining factors which you need, which are vitamins, minerals, and calcium. So if your diet for the rest of the day includes these, then you can say that it is well balanced. Okay, now the third question. I keep my body, teeth, and hair clean daily, which means we shower daily, we brush our teeth once or twice a day, and we clean our hair. Okay, now the fourth. I do at least 30 minutes of some form of physical activity each day. This can be just walking or going to gym, or it can be just doing household work which contributes to your physical health. Sitting in front of the laptop is not counted here.
But we are typing too much. We are using our fingers and typing throughout the day, right?
It is a physical activity for your finger, not for your body. Physical activity for the entire body means that all your muscles get worked up. Dinesh, I hope you're on mute. We couldn't hear you. The volume is less.
He is a newly married guy and maybe washing utensils he will consider as a physical activity.
Can be. Again, it doesn't involve all the muscles, just hands.
Shiva, also I
Okay,
have a
let's.
doubt.
Yes, Mehta.
Uh, the first question, 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, which means we have to sleep by 10 and wake up by 7, or sleep by 9 and wake up by 6. Not like sleeping at 12 and waking at 9, right?
The first step is to meet the required hours of sleep, and then next we go to quality sleep, which again comes to your question of when do we sleep and when do we wake up. And even
Okay.
if we wake for so much hours, do we feel refreshed or not? So that's the second step. But the first step to physical health is getting this much adequate sleep each night.
Okay.
Does it need to be continuous or it can be like for 5 hours I sleep and then I wake up and then again I go sleep? That is how I sleep.
No, it should be continuous sleep because once you sleep for 5 hours, after you wake up, going back to sleep will be a challenge for your body and it cannot be considered as giving rest.
I'm used to it, Shiva. It's not a challenge. That is why
You
my
are used to it, but your mind needs rest. It might not be used to it. Dinesh, are you available?
I was about to ask like household work, does it consider mopping floor and washing vessels? But it has been already raised. So,
Washing vessels cannot be considered, but mopping the floor can be considered a physical activity.
okay,
Yeah.
even fighting with your wife also can be considered physical activity.
that will be considered as mental activity now. It needs more more amount of mental energy.
Okay, so moving on to the fifth question. I avoid the use of tobacco, alcohol, and other drugs. Again, this question may be a bit offensive to those who don't use this, but these factors contribute to physical health on an overall note, so I've included this. Okay, and the next is I see a doctor and dentist for regular checkups. This question is very important for every one of us because we are in the IT sector and our job is not restricted to something which is physical. It is purely mental work that we are giving and that we are doing. And so we should see a doctor for our annual health checkups and dentist as well. So this is a very important factor to those especially working in IT.
Okay, seeing a doctor after the age of 40 regularly, I agree. I don't want to get into an argument, but why dentist? If our teeth are not troubling us and it is good, why should we go to dentist?
You never know it is healthy until you get a problem. Your teeth starts to ache only when you get a problem and it starts to trouble your teeth. When the problem is in the very minor stage itself, you will not be able to find it out yourself. And again, in this modern age where our food is adulterated and nothing, everything now comes with the label organic, but you cannot claim it to be 100% organic. You never know at which age you get a disease. So, getting health checkups regularly after 40 is an old myth. Now, getting your health checkups whenever once in a year at any age is a priority. Maybe we can exclude kids, but then as grown up adults, it is mandatory for us in this modern age. Okay, now these are all the questions for physical health. I hope everybody has answered honestly because nobody is going to see these answers. It's up to you to be honest to yourself. Next is mental health. So the first question is I generally feel good about myself and accept who I am. This could be a little what complicated for some of us to understand. So, what this means is that there could be some of us where we compare ourselves to others or we aim for things which we don't possess, and we might feel that I should earn this or I should own this, or you should think that, or we might think that I should be like him or her or some person and I should live my life like them. So, most of the times, if you are like not accepting who you are or cherishing what you have, this question must be a no for you. And the second question is I can express my feelings clearly and calmly, even when angry or sad. And the third one is I accept constructive criticism, which means when someone gives a criticism or some feedback about us in a constructive way, we accept it and it doesn't mean that we shouldn't answer back or we shouldn't explain ourselves, but then accepting the criticism that is thrown at us is the first step and then we act upon it. The fourth one is I have at least one activity that I enjoy doing by myself. This is not related to our professional work. Besides professional factors, this is some activity that I enjoy doing by myself, not with our family or friends or something that is entirely restricted to you. And the next is I have awareness of my thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Sorry, did someone have a question? Okay. So this is the fifth question. I have awareness of my thoughts, emotions, and behavior. And the last question for mental health is I like to learn, think about new things, and develop new skills. This is something that resonates with Venzo's value as continuous learning and development.
Sixth one is belongs to professional or personal,
In
Sivagami?
both aspects, Kirti, you can take it as in whichever way you want. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So these are all the questions that are related to mental health. And the next factor is social health. The first question here is I have at least one close friend that I keep in contact with regularly. Again, this friend could be in your professional circle or personal circle, but then you keep in touch with them regularly and you share your emotions or you just keep checking in on them. And you can also, I mean, like talk to them when you feel down or happy or something. So this can be any friend, but then you're in regular touch with them to
Can be
share
spouse also,
everything.
right?
Yes, you can. The next is I show respect and care for my family and friends. And the third is I know how to disagree with others without getting angry. And moving on to the next, I am a good listener and able to communicate clearly with others. And the next, I get support from others when I need it. This is the most important part. Most of us feel like we are available for our family and friends, but then when we need help from them, we feel hesitated to contact them or to open up to them. This breaking this barrier is the most important. And the next is I say no if people ask me to do something I feel uncomfortable with. So I hope we have answers for all these 18 questions, 6 in each of the 3 components of health triangle. And now, if your answers are ready, we can move on to the next step, which is illustrating our health triangle. So now we are going to like build our own health triangle and see where we are standing in terms of our overall health. So the first thing is you have your scores with you. Now, whichever questions you have written as yes in each section, count the number of S for each. For example, with regards to physical health, if I have given 4 S and 2 no, the score is 4. Likewise, score yourself in each of these sections. Okay, and now as you see here, this is a vector where you will be drawing out your health triangle. You can consider this vector in your paint. You can draw this out in your paint or your notepad if you're writing it down, and you can mark your scores in these vector. There are coordinates till 6, 1 to 6 in each of the sites. So if you get 4 in your physical health, you can keep a dot at 4. And the score of your mental health, if it is 5, you can keep a dot over there. Likewise, mark your scores in this triangle in like in a notepad or paint. Let's give a minute so that everybody draws this out. So when you are done marking your health triangle, you will get a triangle something similar to this. This is entirely for yourself. You don't have to show it to others. So don't adjust your scores when you're drawing now. So be honest to yourself and assess yourself. So now I hope that everybody would have found your health triangle. And now we can analyze. Yes, Sandip. Sandip, you're in mute.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, yes.
So this is any pattern of this triangle we should be bothered about, like it should not be too steep or too flat, something like that.
Nothing like that. It
Okay.
can be any measurement of your choice.
Mhm. Okay.
And now we can analyze our results. The first question, I mean, there are three questions to analyze our health triangle. First thing is, does your health triangle have equal sides, which means you have equal scores in all the three components of holistic health, which is the health triangle. If it is not, then your health triangle is not balanced, which means your body is not efficient. And then the second is there any one area you are strong in? For example, maybe we could be strong in our emotional or mental health, whereas with regards to our physical and social health, we might be weak, and so our health triangle is unbalanced. So find out your strong areas and try to perfect those. And then the next one is finding out the areas where you need to improve. So the areas where your score is low, then you should improve them. And again, like even if our scores are 3 in all the three components, our health triangle could be balanced. But then reaching out a score of 5 or 6 in all the three components is what makes our body well balanced and efficient. So this is how you analyze your health triangle. And now as we speak about all the three components of this health triangle, I'm sure that everybody would have places where we need to improve. So we can look at all the factors that can improve the three components of health triangle. So this is a summary of the health triangle that we saw now. First, we assessed with our health, and then we illustrated our health triangle and we analyzed it. And now we must be aware of our strengths and weaknesses with respect to our health. The next thing is how do we promote each of these sections? The first step in promoting physical health is nutrition and diet. As I said, having 3 meals a day is not enough for your body. It is about how these 3 meals have all the required nutrients that your body needs. And the next thing is staying hydrated. So drinking 2 to 3 liters, it is different for men and different for women, and it is different for each of us depending on our weight as well. So staying hydrated, the minimum level is 2 liters of water, and it is not to be drunken at the same time at a single time. It should be split throughout the day, and you should have enough water. It can be in terms of water or any other healthy drinks as well. And the thing next is having regular exercise. So having it as a practice in our daily routine is a very important step for physical health. And the fourth one is don't skimp on sleep. So get your sleep regularly and don't skip it. So these are all the main factors for physical health, and getting enough sleep is a main factor that contributes to all the three components of health. It is very important for your physical, emotional, and social health as well. So it's a very important thing. And next, we move on to mental health. The first thing here is make a social connection, especially face to face, which is a priority. So, like after Corona, we all have moved into a phase like where work from home has become a popular term. And now, like having social media apps and having social connections and speaking to them over messengers and having phone conversations are all good and fine, but then they are not enough. You can feel the difference when you make your social connections face to face. So this is a very important priority for promoting your mental health. And the next one is staying active. Find some activity that keeps you active for every day and follow it. And the third one is talk to someone. As I said, you must have one close friend or somebody whom you can approach whenever you feel like you need to talk. It can be at your high or your low. And the fourth step is appeal to your senses. So, in terms of promoting mental health, we can have some activities that can be relaxing and appealing to us. Let's say hearing songs when you're down could be a mood enhancer for many of us. So likewise, for your sensory organs, there could be some factors that are appealing, and you can choose them to do to improve your mental health as well. And next is make leisure and contemplating a priority. So at times, give a break to yourself, have some leisure, and then contemplate on yourself. Like show gratitude to what you have done today. And if you have accomplished a job, reward yourself. So likewise, have some leisure to yourself and contemplate yourself. So these are all the main factors for promoting mental health. And then we move on to social health. The first thing here is surround yourself with good people. So just making friends is not enough. Having friends whom are good enough to promote your health are very much important. So this is the first factor in promoting social health. And the second is get active together. Because when we say activity, physical activity or something, it could be contributing towards our health, but then it could become monotonous when we do it alone in a long range. At sometimes we might feel boring to go for a long walk alone or to go to a gym alone. So when you have this activity together with your friends or like-minded people, or maybe you could even join a forum where like people are doing activities similar to you and you can do it along with them. This is the reason where we could see that in beaches or in parks, there are many people who do yoga in a bunch. They don't do it alone. This is to avoid this and to stay active together. And the next is bond with your kids. So for those who have kids in your families, I'm pretty sure that you are very much caring and you are providing for your kids and you are giving the best to them. But then besides all this, making time for your kids and bonding with them is the very important factor. And this is the very much key factor which enables them to be strong emotionally and make them confident in facing their day-to-day lives. And one simple example for this is that the modern Gen Z kids, the name that we give to the today kids, they are very much prone to giving out when they face failures. They are not confident enough when they face failures, be it a small game in sports or something in their exams. Or you could have seen many newses where like people failing NEET or some exams, they try to take their own life and they are not used to getting over their failures. This is because the parents are not very much bonded with their kids. So when you bond with them and you spend time for them, they become emotionally strong, and you could also like understand where your kids stand in terms of their health and as well as studies and their day-to-day lives. So making time for your kids and bonding with them proves very much helpful in your kids' life. And the next thing is continue working on better communication. So in terms of communication, it doesn't mean we have to improve our soft skills only. It also means like how we communicate with our family friends as well. So we could be a better speaker or we could be available for everybody, but then being a better listener and also practicing patience, and also to help everybody and to be there for everyone is also included in this communication. So this, when we include this communication skill, it is not a single day activity. It is a lifelong activity that hones our skills. So when we do this, it will make us feel better day by day. And the final thing is practicing self-care. So besides doing all these things, there should be some me time for each of us. So something that can be entirely specific to us, which makes us happy. So self-care doesn't mean taking care of our physical health alone, taking care of our mental health and having some personal time for ourselves. That is called self-care. So these are all the ways where we can promote social health. And now, as we all like, again, as we are in the IT industry, all these factors might have been known to us already, but just it's a kind reminder so that we feel reminded of these things and we take care of our health. First thing is avoid prolonged sitting at least once in an hour, get up and have a walk and come back. And then follow 20-20-20 rule, which means like avoid prolonged looking at your laptop screens or mobile screens for a long time. After 20 minutes of seeing your laptop or mobile screens, look away for 20 seconds and look at an object which is at least 20 feet away from you. This is an exercise for eyes which could greatly enhance your vision and reduce vision disabling. So this is the 20-20 rule for golden rule for eyes. We can do it. It doesn't cost us anything to do this. And the next thing is drinking at least 2 liters of water daily, which I already said. And then having a walk for minimum 30 minutes a day. There are many people who have regular physical activities. For those who don't have any of these things, we can at least have a walk for 30 minutes a day, which will be more than enough. And then mind your posture. So when, as we are like, most of us are working from home, and even while working from office, mind your posture. Your back should be straight. You should not keep leaning on the desk or not have a proper posture. And your neck should also be not strained. Your eyes should be on the same level as your monitor, your system screen. You can have some laptop stands or something for this as well. So because this might not um, show any signs now, but in the longer run, they can be causing chronic illnesses to our back and necks. So mind your posture and correct it, because like we spend most of our time in front of the computers, and so investing a little or taking care of our posture doesn't hurt us. And that's it. So just 5 points with reminder to health for each of us. And then, as I said, all these three factors which we looked at now cares for us as a person. But then, as a part of this planet, I think caring about the environment is also very much necessary. So I have added environmental health also here. So when we speak about environment, one thing comes to our mind is that, okay, what you're going to say? You're going to say that we should plant trees and all those things. So even we don't have to go out of our homes and we don't have to explicitly do something to save our planet. Doing something, some little change in our day-to-day activities can prove so much beneficial to our environment. So I've just listed out those things. Almost every one of this must have been like known to you already, but I feel that reminding it can be like useful to that, so that at least if 10% of us who are attending this session gets reminded of these activities and we start doing this back, I'm sure we would have done this before. If we start doing this back, it will be very grateful. So the first thing is save water and electricity, which we know already, so I'm not going to explain about it. The second thing is remember the last time you threw trash on the street. So this thing is like we are not very cautiously doing or intentionally throwing away trash on the street. But then when we travel in a car or when we travel in our own vehicles, at times when we get some chocolate papers or some things. So when we get this trash or even used water bottles, have you thrown it out on the street instead of disposing it on the dustbin? So think about when you have done this. So if we can avoid it and we can throw it at the trash bin, again, it's a very great step. And the third is, do you drink coffee in a paper cup. So most of us at home, we don't do this. And when we are at the office, so if we are going to cafeteria and if we are drinking coffee or tea in a paper cup, we could have our own coffee mugs, which is again a greater step towards saving the planet. And the fourth is reducing the usage of disposable items. So most of us buy groceries at grocery stores, and we don't uh, I mean, again, like most of us carry our own jute bags or cloth bags or something that is recyclable or that saves the planet. But then at some of the times we go there and we opt for plastic bags, which we can reduce it. So this is one example, and one common step or one little step that we can do, which is a very greater beneficial thing, is that most of us will be buying groceries in Swiggy and Septo now. So when we are using this online apps, even they have a feature called, when you are completing your order, there is a checkbox called I don't need a paper bag. If you can opt out of this, if you can choose not to get bags from them, this is also one step where you can reduce the usage of plastics or even be it paper. You can just receive it in your own bags when they come at your doorstep and deliver this. This step we can all follow, I believe. This is not going to cost you anything, but it is very beneficial to the planet. And then this is like, I think some of us would be knowing this already, and this would be a new news or surprise to some of us. The thing is that we will be buying milk or curd or many items in plastic pouches. So when we cut the tips, how do you cut the tip of it? Do you cut it like this and you remove the small tip from the pouch, or do you cut it horizontally, or do you leave the tip with that pouch itself? Why I'm saying is that when this tip is being removed from the plastic pouch, it is not recyclable after this. You cannot recycle this at all. Rather, if this tip is left attached to the pouch, it can be recycled. And because of these small tips, there is a huge amount of non-recyclable waste that gets accumulated every time. So now, if we are cautiously not cutting this tip out, and if we are leaving it in this pouch, it will be a very great contributing factor to recycling. I guess these are all little things that we can do at our day to day lives, which is not going to cost us anything. And it will be a great contribution to our environment. So, this is about environmental health. So, now, yes, I'm just summarizing everything that I've said. So, embrace the power of synergy in physical, emotional, and social health. And of course, have some care for the environment too. So, the conclusion is that in our busy day to day lives, pause your busy life, practice all the factors to improve your overall health and well being so that your body is well balanced and efficient, and preserve your health, and then continue the play button in your busy lives. So that's it. This might be, I mean, like already known factors to all of us, but then again, I wanted to remind these so that most of us who have passed some of these activities could have a fact check, and we can start doing this again to have a well and healthy life. Thank you. Any questions?
Thanks, Shiva. It was a very informative and very interactive session. Thank you so much.
Thank
It
you. And
kind of
maybe
it's kind of eye opener. We'll try to follow it.
thank you. And besides
Yeah.
these, if there are any interesting facts that we can do or somebody else knows from this audience, we can also share it so that we can work on those.
Thank you so much, Shiva, for bringing this topic today. And of
Thank you,
course, it's going to
Karthik.
be an eye opener at the year of end, for everyone. And a special thanks to you for bringing our own photos to this presentation. It also, brings up the old memories together. It's a nice
Yeah.
presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sundari.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shiva.
Yes, thanks, Sandeep.
Thank you, Shiva.
Yeah.